I would like to start with an acknowledgement of where, and if it's available to you, you're welcome as well, but where I live, work, and play is located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples of the Kikite First Nations. And I will also invite you to create an undistracted space for yourself for 41 minutes for the practice and an extra 5 or 10 minutes afterwards if you're interested in staying to hear my experience and my review of the last 9 days, and also to let you know that I am excited to have an offer of continuing this for those who wish to, which I will share with you at the end of this. And let's just start off with the quote that actually popped up in my journal today, and I'm going to actually read it. I had it on the screen, but I'm actually going to read it right from my journal here. So let me just bring that up for you. And so some of you may recognize Steve Jobs. I'm an iPhone person, so I know seems to be two types of people, iPhone or Samsung. And in any case, so from Steve Jobs today, don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. And just wanting to share that with you because it really spoke to me this morning, and I would be curious to know how it speaks to you and what it touches in you as well. What we're doing together today is day 9 of Embodied Gratitude Emergence is what I'm calling today, and it's the E in gratitude. For those of you who haven't seen my earlier sessions, I started on World Gratitude Day on Thursday, September 21st, and decided to do each letter of the alphabet or each letter in gratitude for the 9 days to see how that would be for me as an experiment to share that with you. And so for those of you who don't know me, my name's Rachel Newton. I'm an integrative career coach based out of Vancouver, Canada, and I've been doing this work with clients, helping them find meaningful work after doing my own pivot into meaningful work back in 2011. So it's for over a decade I've been doing this. And the flow of what we'll be doing together today is a brief breathing and grounding practice, and I'll invite you to set an intention. Then we'll do a journaling prompt. So you saw my journal. I'll invite you to have your journals aside if you're a journaler, or even just a notebook, paper and pen, or maybe you're a digital person, or perhaps you just prefer to have some insights and sit with the prompts that I offer. Then we'll go into my experience, my thoughts and considerations of the idea of the embodied gratitude emergence, and I'll also summarize what we have done over the past 8 days, and today is day 9. Then I'm going to do a Qigong practice with you, and we'll go into our second prompt, our second journaling prompt, and then I will offer you the meditation, and at the close of that, an offering to take away with you if you choose, to help deepen this practice of what we've been doing. And then after that, that should be around 41 minutes if I stay on time. And then I'll offer you a few minutes of my review and let you know about the invitation that I have for you if you would like to continue to do something more with me in terms of deepening your gratitude practice, and something more interactive as well than this format. And my review and sharing that with you. So that is our time together today as we're wrapping up into that. And let's go into the breathing practice first. And what I'm going to invite you to do is just paying attention and noticing your breath without trying to change it. And we're just going to let you breathe at your own pace, in and out, finding your natural rhythm. And you're going to observe here. Observe what's coming up for you in your breath. And any thoughts or busyness of what came before this practice today. Allowing that to be here, or perhaps you might want to invite it to step aside just for this time. And now, in your own time, taking 3 deeper breaths. And you may wish the inhale and the exhale to be longer than the inhale. And breathing in and out more deeply into your belly. And choosing to extend the exhale. And if it's available and you can have your eyes lowered or closed here, but offering for you to set an intention of this time you've invested in yourself, what you would most like as the best possible outcome for this investment of yourself. Thanking yourself for being here. That might be all there is. Whatever would be serving you as an intention. And now releasing that, coming back to your own natural breath. And when you're ready to open your eyes if they've been closed, or to look around the room gently if they've been lowered. And I'll ask you now and invite you to grab your journals, and we're going to do a 1-minute prompt here. I know it's not a lot of time, but it's a short prompt. It's today I am. And so that's today I am. So I'll just give you a minute there and I will do that with you too. And we've got 20 seconds left. And just in the last 10 seconds, writing down whatever's coming up for you. And if there was any thoughts or feelings, that would be welcome too. And you're welcome to come back to that later, or perhaps if you're watching the replay, you could pause here if there's more for you there. Now moving into the theme that I had for today for E, which was embodied gratitude emergence. And as I looked at this, I decided to actually go to the dictionary definition of embodied. And what comes up there is the expression of or to give tangible or visible form to. Or the other definition is to include or contain as a significant part. Then further to that is to embody is to represent a quality or an idea exactly, and again to be included as part of something. So that is the idea of embodied in that sense. But then there's also the state of being embodied. And I got this one from mindful.org: to feel connected and attuned to your body and your senses. So combining these two definitions together, I have for me, the sense is that it is at all three levels of body, mind, and spirit. So it is the idea and really being in and with something. And in this case, it's gratitude. And so what I'm offering to you is that as we embody gratitude, we can shift our focus and rather than looking at what is missing in our lives, we can see what is already present to give that focus of abundance. And so we're moving from a state, mindset of abundance, if you like, rather than seeing what we're missing. And the shift in this perspective can really help us to have greater well-being and thriving and success in our lives and careers. And the hope is that as you create your own gratitude practice, that if you are waking up dreading the morning and the day ahead, that in this you will be able to have more capacity and notice and see the small things and acknowledge those, and then the big things that you can be grateful for, and then the gratitude that's coming towards you, and you being actually proactive in that. So it's an active practice, and it is something that you need to practice, as I've spoken about over the past days. And so this is something real and tangible that you can create for yourself. And another way as I journaled about that this morning, I'm going to read right from my journal here, is that gratitude is a wholehearted experience we can choose to give ourselves and others. And it's deepened by opening and allowing ourselves to receive gratitude or witness genuine gratitude. Gratitude is heartfelt and affects us at all three levels of body, mind, and spirit, or source. And gratitude can be cultivated to help us promote those supportive neurochemicals or the happy buzz feeling that we get. And we know that if, like, when we're with somebody we love, or we see a cute animal, and just something that evokes that in us. And so the idea of that's the embodied gratitude. And then the emergence is what can come out of that. And so as you cultivate your practice, that you are being able to pay more attention to these aspects, these different aspects in your life, that even though there may be challenges, that on the other side of that, you can also be paying attention to growth opportunities there. And so what can emerge from having that new and different perspective? And we spoke about, and I'll give this will be in the summary as well, just like it can help you physically in terms of helping you regulate your nervous system, lowering the stress hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline in your system, and being able to help you focus more and have an overall sense of well-being. And then the physical effects of stress will then be lowered as well and reduced, and then leading to a greater sense of being, whether you look at that as spirit, source, environmental. So there's all those three levels there that can be cultivated and increased. And I'm just going to very briefly go through the gratitude that we did over the past week to lead to this week and a bit to lead to this 9 days. So we started on with number 1, which was G for gratitude, and it was Happy Gratitude Day, and talking about the transformational aspect of gratitude to offer self-compassion, increase your mental health and your resilience in the face of adversity as well. And then 2 was relationship. So we're spelling gratitude here. So relationship to yourself and others, and looking at that as creating healthy boundaries. Action was act of kindness to self and others, and then increasing that connectedness. And I talked about the gratitude effect as a ripple effect, and offering that out. Trust, and having that attitude of gratitude and cultivating self-trust to refine your messages that you can offer to yourself and that you can choose to learn from, and refining it to help you rewrite your story and give you the opportunity to create a new and supportive narrative so you can flourish and thrive. 5 was integrating gratitude, and that's where I introduced you to Dr. Andrew Huberman and found and shared with you the elements of an effective practice. So the meaningful, that there's story, narrative, it has reception and reflection aspects, and you need only do it for 1 minute a day or as much as 5 minutes 3 times a week minimum was his suggestion. And it didn't matter what time, and I called that the Huberman Gratitude Protocol after listening to that. And then number 6 was truth. So embracing authenticity and genuine gratitude, because you can't lie to yourself. Your mind knows when it's lying to itself. So that to help you create that embodied, sustainable gratitude practice. And then 7 was toxic gratitude, which was very interesting for me. Of just like, there were 8 examples that I shared there. And so gratitude has to be used wisely and carefully because it has a dark side, and that's what there were 8 examples that I shared: reluctant, and then the self-gaslighting, shaming, toxic positivity, disguised resentment, escapism, stagnation, and internal validation displacement. And I go into each of those back in session 6. And the takeaway for this was like to name it, to tame it, and be aware of your experiences of receiving or giving toxic gratitude so that you can then do something about it. And then 8 is D. It was just yesterday, for decision. And the 3 elements of that were that choice is a foundation of empowerment, and then logic and emotions are both involved in decision, and cultivating a gratitude mindset was my offering there. And here we are today at embodied gratitude and the emergence of that. So that's what I was just wanting to offer to you, in that I know that was a lot. So let's take a big breath here, and we're going to transition into the Qigong practice. And the Qigong practice today is to help you really feel at the 3 levels a very visceral experience, and hopefully that will help lift it'll help promote those, give you that buzz that I was talking about. So the dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and I have forgotten the 4th one. It doesn't matter. So everything I'm thinking of is actually a drug. So in any case, whatever you know what the 4th one is. I said it earlier in the past week, but it is escape the endorphins. Did I say endorphins? Was that okay? So let's do, this is going to be what's called the laughing Qigong practice. And I just realized, sorry, I am not wearing the glasses that I usually like to wear when I'm in front of people. So you're seeing me with my very over shiny other glasses. So anyway, so these are the ones I prefer. Okay, so get to see things like that when I'm doing things live and being experimental. Okay, so we're going to do laughing Qigong. I'm going to do it for you, and there's 3 stages. There's if you're not somewhere that you can do this out loud, you can just do it silently, or take a note and do it for later for yourself. And so we're going to do it at the 3 levels, and we're going to, the easiest I find is to let's start with the belly. So this is, I saw Mantak Chia do it like this, and my teaching is a Taoist Qigong. So in any case, so I'm going to show you first, and then we're going to do it together. And so we're at our lower dantian, which is, if your thumbs are at your navel, it's just on your abdomen, which is your lower dantian. And then the second will be your middle dantian, which is around your heart. And then the third one is your upper dantian. And so you can either put your fingers like this, or you might even want to put your fingers on your head, but still in contact with your forehead with the upper dantian. So we're going to do at each of those three centers, and I'm going to have you. I'll do a short laugh, and then we'll laugh together, just if it's available. Or you could just laugh at me. So that just to bring some joy in your life and laugh at me. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that's the first one, and so now we're going to go to the second one at our heart, and laughing from our hearts. And then a third one, we're going to laugh from our forehead, our upper dantian, or some people know that as their third eye. So our brains are laughing now. And so if you want to take it to one more level, so we can laugh at three different levels, but let's just laugh. We'll laugh this way first, and then if you want to follow my lead, we'll do the out loud, which is the physical, and then the emotional or energetic, which is a little bit off the body instead of your hands being on your body, and then the spiritual or source, which is out here. So we'll just do that for the one at our bellies, but then we'll just do the physical ones for our hearts and our heads in the interest of time. So let's go and let's laugh. And so this is the physical one. And so now the emotional level is just off the body here. And it's not an out loud. It's kind of like a one that you like if you went to church. I went to church when I was little, or in class. And so it's a quiet one. It'd be like a whisper if we were talking. And then the spiritual source field, which is all the way up here and supposed to be lower down because it's in front of your lower dantian, is the hardest one for me because it's supposed to be silent. So okay, so now we're going to come to the heart and then up to our forehead, our mind, but we'll just do this one out loud. So and then the last one up on our forehead or our third eye, or if you want to put your hands more on your head and you'll make your brain laugh. So I hope you all have a happy mind, or at least you had a good laugh at me, whatever it takes. So I say to my clients, I'm patient zero for everything that I do with them. So that was a laughing qigong offering to you. And now hopefully we've got all those buzzy, happy neurochemicals coursing through our systems. And what I'd like to do is offer you the next part of the gratitude practice, and just 1 minute here. The next prompt, and the prompt is my gratitude practice is. So it's my gratitude practice is, and I'll give you a minute for that, and I'll do that with you. And just 10 seconds left here. And again, if that's something that you would like to have as for yourself to continue on later, I invite that for gratitude as my gratitude practice is. And just before we move to the meditation, I would just like to offer you 3 things that I feel will be really helpful for you to remember about gratitude. And the first, that it is a skill that you can cultivate. And the reason that I put practice after that is because in order to improve a skill and grow into a skill, it is going to take practice. And so, offering for you that it is something, if any of what I have shown you over the last 9 days resonates with you, I invite you to try those, experiment them with them as I have, and enhance, if you already have a gratitude practice, to enhance that, or to, if you're just creating one, to play around and see what works for you. So that's the first point in terms of gratitude as a skill. And the second one, and developing the skill. And the second point is in terms of the wellness and the well-being that it can improve for you at the physical level, at the mental, emotional level, and then also at the spiritual level or at source. So it really does help well-being and promote well-being at all 3 levels there. And the benefits of that I have outlined more, and you can even go more deeply with the resources that we've added to find out even more about the benefits of gratitude and how that can really help you thrive and flourish in your life and career. And then the third one is that these are offerings, and if you already have a practice that's working for you, perhaps this can up-level that practice for you, or there might be some things that you move around, and just to put your own creativity into this idea of a gratitude practice. There's no right or wrong. Some of the findings and the research that I did and came across have actually changed my gratitude practice this week as well. And my hope is that I will continue with that too. So just offering those to you. Excuse me. And we'll move here to the meditation. And in terms of the meditation I'm going to offer, let me just share. I'm going to share the screen so you're looking at this nice, lovely picture of the sunset from my very generous husband who let me take this for this. So it's a Tofino sunset, if anybody knows Tofino, if you're familiar with BC. And so I'll invite you to find a comfortable space, create that for yourself, and have any distractions aside if you haven't done that already. And gently lowering your gaze or starting to close your eyes if that's available for you. And this is called the 1 through 10 meditation, and allows you to relax, sink, and root the mind, body, and spirit. And it's used in Qigong to create a sacred space. And so for our purposes, it's going to be a sacred meditation space for our gratitude practice here. And it's a rhyming counting format. So I invite you to put a gentle smile on your own lips and have that inner smile that I showed you earlier in this last week. And as you prepare for the meditation, finding a comfortable posture where you can be still but alert, and bringing your attention to your breath, breathing in and out at your own rhythm, and just becoming aware without trying to change that breath, and observing what comes up and allowing it. And when you're ready, to take 3 deeper breaths all the way into your belly, and feeling the expansion of your belly and chest and the fall and rise of your breath, breathing in and out 3 more times deeply in that beautiful way you know how, and inviting you in your own time to let go of the breath awareness and trust your own rhythm of breathing as we move into the meditation. And any thoughts, feelings, body sensations, images or memories, anything that comes up is welcome here, or you can allow it or ask it to step aside just for this time. 1 is fun. Take pleasure in your gratitude practice. Imagine a smile of gratitude melting down the front of your body like warm oil, melting all stress and tension into the earth. A second smile melts down your back, over the back of your body, dissolving anything that doesn't serve you and down into the earth. And a third and final smile melts down the center of your head, relaxing any thoughts, judgments, feelings and emotions, and flowing down your shoulders, arms, and out of your hands. The melting continues and flows down the center of your torso like a warm oil, melting all emotional blocks and tension, and then flows down your legs and into the ground. Your mind and body are content, relaxed, and peaceful. 2 is shu. Imagine your feet melting into the earth like ice melting on a hot sidewalk, and the energy of the feet fuses into the earth, melting in 5 directions: forward, backward, right, left, and down. And send a wave of love, gratitude, and appreciation down into the earth, connecting your mind and body with the beautiful Earth Gaia energy. 3 is tree. Feeling yourself extend tree roots twice your body's height down into the ground. The roots expand in 5 directions: forward, backward, right, left, and down, securing your rooting and connection with the beautiful Earth Gaia energy. This energy is filled with reciprocal gratitude. 4 is core. Imagine your roots extending deep into the core of the planet. Relax your mind and allow yourself to receive the beautiful earth energy as it flows down into these roots, ascending up the legs, the spine, over your head, and down into the chest as it enters the lower dantian at your navel. And this allows you to draw the beautiful earth Gaia energy into your body and circulate it up the spine and down the front of the torso in an orbit. A solid connection of the earth roots your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual source energies and fills up your core with earth energy. 5 is alive. Feel the earth energy building up within your lower dantian. The energy increases to the point that your dantian can no longer contain its power. It rushes up to the center of your chest like a mighty river, dividing into 2 streams which flow out of each palm, filling up your personal energy field around you. This action releases and emits the gratitude energy stored within your lower dantian. 6 is thick. Imagine the room or environment where you're standing being filled with gratitude energy. The energy becomes so thick, it's as if you're submerged under water. This cleansing water then fuses the environmental energy with your gratitude energy and the earth's energy into one dynamic field of energy. 7 is heaven. Send a wave of love, gratitude, and appreciation upward to the heavens, into the celestial beings. Allow the top of your head or your crown chakra to open up and receive the divine healing white light into your upper dantian at your forehead. Let the divine light fill your head and the entire upper dantian until it floods and shines down the upper dantian into your chest and heart, filling up the entire middle dantian at your heart. Finally, the light shines down from the middle dantian around your heart, filling up the lower abdominal area to the entire lower dantian, and the light connects you with the heavenly celestial healing white light energy from above, filling up all three dantians and the line of inner energy and the light from the top of your head to your feet, allowing heavenly, celestial, and earthly energies to fuse within your body. 8 is open the gates. Imagine opening every pore on your surface tissues and begin to draw the environmental energy into your inner energy line upon inhalation. At exhalation, imagine your center core vibrating and glowing like a neon light. This visualization energizes your center core, harmonizes your energy and breath, and prepares you for energy and light projection. 9 is shine. Imagine that at your center core becomes completely full of energy and overflows by shining from your center core of line energy through your pores until it fills up the entire room, the environment around you, like a bright phosphorus flare. And this visualization fuses heaven chi, earth chi, your gratitude chi, and the external environment. 10 is begin. And now, as you are ready and filled and have filled the gratitude energy around you, you are physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically and spiritually in harmony with your body and the heavenly celestial energy and the earthly energy. And now you can begin to transition into whatever you are moving to next. And as you finish this part and begin, I invite you to bring attention back to your breath. And as you do and become more aware of your breath, just letting yourself feel your body in the room, becoming aware of the surface that you're on, starting to move your fingers and toes and wiggle them and move gently in your own way. And then when you're ready, gently open your eyes, or if your eyes have been lowered, to look around the room and just coming back to the room here. So I hope you enjoyed that meditation, and I have an offering for you to take away with you as we transition out of the practice part of today. And my offering for you to deepen the practice is that you could take stock of what we have done here over the past 9 days. And if this is the first time that you're tuning in, maybe just taking stock of what I shared with you today, and that you may be curious and try any or even all from the past 9 days over the next week to the next months. And if that is a gratitude habit that you would like to cultivate, I invite you to do that. James Clear, one of the other people that I follow and admire, offers that it can take anything, depending on the individual, 66 to 254 days, so quite a spectrum, to create a new habit. And he says more about that in his book about atomic habits. So if that's of interest to you, that I would highly recommend that. And so as we come to this close, I am going to finish this part of the practice with 3 pulling down the heavens, which we started with and we did a couple of times at the beginning of our practice. And I will offer for you that, I'll just step back here again, and just following along with me of just, if you're sitting on the ground, and if you're cross-legged, that's fine. But if you're in a chair, that your feet be flat on the ground. My feet are hips width apart and my knees are soft. There's a slight bend. My pelvis is tucked under. My spine is straight but not rigid. And so just bringing up that beautiful earth energy into your palms and breathing in here, and then exhaling and calling in the heavenly, the celestial energy, the environmental energy, and bringing your arms down, and the energy, feeling that energy down the front of your body, and filling with gratitude as we finish up day 9 of this practice. And now we're going to do this another 2 times. So coming up, and then your arms are still in front, but your attention is going to be at the back of your body, behind your spine, behind your buttocks, the back of your legs, your calves and your heels, and then into the earth, and feeling that gratitude wash through you. And then gathering up, and then in breath here, and then an out breath as you start to bring the energy down, and that sense, the feeling down the middle of your head, in your crown, and into your internal organs, and feeling that all washing down from head all the way down to your feet, and that filling up with gratitude there as we send that through and finish this 9-day practice and conclude here. And we'll do one extra thing that I hadn't taught you before, but we're going to lock in the chi here. And so with our hands on our lower dantians, or you might want to have it a little bit off, it's up to you. We're going to have it on, and we're going to, doesn't matter which direction or your hand position, and then just 9 times to lock it in. In one direction, and then 9 times in the other direction. I like to change hands for some reason. And then just resting here a moment. If you'd like to close your eyes, and just feeling the chi and offering gratitude to yourself, and allowing yourself to receive gratitude as well, from one part of yourself to the other. And I'll just say thank you as we end this part of the practice of day 9. Thank you for being here. And for those of you who wish to stay, thank you for the emojis. I will also have you just share with you my experience of what I do a format in my masterclasses with peers, and then with my own members, and it's the Rose Thorn Bud. So I just thought I would use that, and I'm just going to read what I reflected on this morning as I did my own journaling practice, and just have some more tea here. Believe it or not, I'm not used to talking this much. It doesn't matter what my husband says. So the rose of what I've learned a lot more about gratitude than I had expected to know, and thanks especially to Dr. Huberman, I feel I've got a more potent and accessible gratitude practice, and I've already been feeling the benefits of that over the past 5 days since I found that information as I was researching for you to present this for you. The thorn, it has been more work than I anticipated, and I intentionally didn't do any of my PowerPoints or session guides, which any of those of you who know me know that I provide those typically in my workshops, but still it was a lot of work, more than I expected, but that's okay. Hard work never hurt anyone, so it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. So, and then the bud, so what's emerging for me, and this is my emergence from this embodied gratitude emergence part. It was just that despite the amount of work, the extra work that I gave myself and my assistant and even my husband and my marketing person, Rosa now, it's made me remember how much I enjoyed doing the Day 21 workshops back in 2021. So that's the offering that I have to do another wellbeing workshop that I'll be doing at the end of October, but also considering what I might do in 2024 and in around those Day 21 workshops and the format of those. And those of you who are not familiar, you could see those on my website if you're curious. But I am going to start off with the Gratitude Protocol workshop. The link is in the notes. It'll be on my website too. And I would love to see you there. It'll be at the end of October, on October 29th. And if you want to go more deeply and do more work interactively into the gratitude experience with me, I would love to have you there. And you can find out more. You can ask me questions if you're curious too. And then I also, there's just as extra impetus for you if you're feeling keen. There is an early bird discount until next Thursday. And then also I would like to offer 3 people who give back and message to me, whether it's through social media or through email, that 3 people who offer me the feedback of rose, bud, and thorn for themselves. Rose, thorn, and bud. Sorry, for themselves it doesn't really matter. But rose, thorn, and bud is usually how I do it. So you finish on an emerging note. So if you communicate that back to me, I'm going to offer you to bring a friend, and it'll be 2 for 1 to come to the workshop. So I'll now my assistant has to work out how to do that. So thank you again, everyone, for being here. And it has been wonderful to take this part of the journey with you. And I do look forward to seeing you in some capacity in the future. Again, if you have enjoyed what I've done here, what I've created here, please let me know by liking, sharing, subscribing even. I got a few subscribers, which is exciting, on my YouTube channel. But in any case, I have enjoyed this time with you. I hope you have enjoyed it too. And so deeply grateful for each and every one of you and all the people that inspired me along the way too. And I can't thank my team enough. And I'm going to thank me too. So I'm going to receive my own gratitude. So namaste, everyone, and take good care. Have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are in the world. May it be wonderful, calm, and full of ease. Thank you.